I want to read to you the text from yesterday's broadcast, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? And now I want to read to you the verse of Scripture just right above that, which is verse number 7. And even things without the life-giving sound, whether pipe or harp, except they give a distinction in the sounds, how shall it be known what is piped or harped? As I said yesterday, this Scripture, taken in context, the Apostle Paul is talking about the ministry of speaking in tongues in the church. And he's making a distinction of how important it is that in that ministry, that it not just be a lot of sounds, but it be words in such a way that they could be clearly understood. And of course, in this case, it would be through the interpretation. But the point is simply this: how important communication is in society, as we live our lives as humans, as we go forth to battle. And that's the thing that he's referencing to in verse number 8. He said, how shall he prepare himself to the battle? And as I said yesterday, as Christian people, we are involved in a battle. It's a spiritual battle. It's warfare in the spiritual realm. And that's why it's so important that communication be made properly. But I also mentioned yesterday about, as Christians and as Americans, and not only Americans, but people all around the world have a yearning in their heart and their soul for freedom. Freedom to be able to live their lives in such a way that they're not under the tyrannical thumb of some dictator or anything else. In many countries and dominions around the world, we do elections where people are allowed to vote and express their opinions about who it should be that would be their leader, that would lead them through life and all of the aspects of governments that control and dictate to our lives. But something that I've just taken note of, many times when you hear a person who is desiring to be that leader, that when they speak, they don't really speak. And the words don't have a clear distinction to them as to where the words are all formed together in a sentence that makes sense or even speaks to the things that they say they are speaking about. Well, that causes me to be curious. So why would a person do that? Why would they not want to communicate? Well, simply this. It's because there's things that if they answer a question truthfully, they know the people will not entertain that and not want to respond to that. And so it's a means of deception. And as the Apostle Paul, if the sound is not in such a distinctive way that people can understand it, then how are they going to prepare themselves for what's to come? This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.